What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Platinum Podcast, where we talk about all things gaming, all things PlayStation, and all things trophies. I'm your host, Lewis, also known as Platinumbro, and I'm joined by my handsome as always co-host, Joel, also known as Guy Fruski. How are you doing today, Joel?
I am a champion today.
You're a champion?
I am a champion.
Oh, why is that?
My football team, Sporting, has won the league. After 19 years, I had to calculate that in my head there. 19 years, we have not won the league, and we did it yesterday, which is why I'm wearing this beautiful shirt. You're probably all thinking, who the hell is Sporting Lisbon? Let me tell you, it's the team that created Cristiano Ronaldo. It's where he came from. Now you know.
Not many teams can say they created one of the best players of all time. Am I right?
Yes.
He is a football god. Anyway, congratulations, Joel. I'm very happy for you. Someday, maybe my club will win something of some kind. Avoid relegation, yeah.
Avoid it, yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? It's very hit and miss pretty much every day. And as you can tell, we have another guest with us today. We are joined by Tyler. How are you doing today, Tyler?
Hello. I'm all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming on. Are you excited to be on the Platinum Podcast today?
Proper excited. Thanks for having me.
Any time. So we're doing it a little bit late tonight. It's actually at night. Normally we do it in the morning, me and Joel. And I've got a little bit of a shirt on, because I thought it was a special occasion, Tyler's first time on his podcast, I was gonna put a tie on, but I thought maybe not,
I was gonna come in a suit, but I was like, they're gonna think I'm weird if I do that.
I would have loved that, to be fair.
Yeah, I would have been all up for that.
I bought a goblet and everything to drink from, and I went, they're gonna think I'm so... No, okay, let's just have a real glass, maybe.
You should have just gone for it.
Yeah, you should have.
I was thinking about it. I was like, no.
One thing you should know in the podcast is nothing is out of the ordinary.
No,
nothing is out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I've got a few funny ideas that I want to do, but I'm saving for special occasions. So, we'll just see how it goes.
50, bring it all out. 50 episodes.
50 episodes.
All of it. Bring all of it out.
That's a good idea. Just
Tux.
Firing. Get a champagne, blow it all over the camera and something,
Yeah, destroy all your equipment.
I mean, that's just commitment to the cause. That is commitment. That's all about the viewer.
Worth it.
Exactly. So, me and Tyler both having a beverage today. I'm drinking an Amstel Pilsner. It's not the best beer. Let's be real. It's I would say in the scale of average to average, it's firmly in the average. Joel's drinking a cup of tea. Lovely, refreshing, truly English of you. And Tyler's drinking some rum.
Yeah, gone for Kraken rum today with a bit of Coke. Never tried Kraken rum. This is the first time. Celebration for being on the Platinum Podcast.
Ching. I have too. I'm mad.
I've never even heard of it.
I have. It's like, it's got the octopus bottle, hasn't it? It's quite the bottle.
Usually you just go for Captain Morgan whenever you go to a bar. Captain Morgan. I never hear about Kraken.
No.
Bottle looks nice. That's what brought me to it.
I just usually ask for a glass of water when I go in. Doesn't
Water,
cost anything. Yeah. I'll just I'll wait until the table next to me has finished their drinks. They usually leave a tiny bit, and then that's when I dig in.
Do you help yourself to the leftovers as well?
Yeah. Like
half a chicken burger and
the dirty pint is just my pint.
That's horrendous. That is horrendous. So I want to quickly say, because this may be an announcement of sorts. So Joel asked me if I was getting my haircut just before we started.
Yes.
And I think I am, Joel. So we may not be man bun bros anymore. Man bun bros. Might not be man bun bros anymore. Because I think it's time.
It's soul destroying.
I'm back at work and I feel like my hair is just an absolute clip. And it's falling out all the time and I'm like, yeah. I see it catching a reflection of myself walking past a corridor in the glass and just see my hair looks like the back of a couch behind us and I'm just like, oh, this isn't really that professional, is it?
You could pull off the Geralt look though. You could just shave the sides. Shave the sides and back.
I haven't committed to the style I'm going for, to be fair.
And just rock the onion look.
That is, to be fair, that Geralt of Rivia hairstyle is phenomenal.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Right, anyway, we're going to have topic anyway. So, we're going to talk about Tyler. So, Tyler, you're here for two reasons. Well, mainly one reason. The main reason you're here is you're a trophy hunter. But before we get into that, you're also a tuber. That's short for YouTube for those kids who can't quite hip as me. So, for the uninitiated, I found your channel about 2-3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the first videos I found was Arkham Asylum. The first video you've done that. So, but I don't want to say what the title is. So why don't you tell us, to the uninitiated, a little bit about your channel?
Well, all I do is I create videos about getting the Platinum Trophy, but I can't just just take the mick out of the game. Really, it's not really that much about the platinum. It's just me taking the mick and venting my frustration, and then being like, yeah, there you go then.
That's fair. And to be fair, you did like a should you platinum on Chickens on the Road, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, like that's...
There's literally no seriousness to the channel at all. It's just pure, just taking the mick out of the game and then going, oh, I also got the platinum trophy as well, if you didn't realise. So, and then so it's a bit of a brag, really. It's just me bragging and then just taking the mick out of the game.
He's the brag guy. He likes to brag about his platinums, don't you, Joel?
I love it. Isn't that what platinums are for? It's like, why have platinums if you're not going to brag about them?
Well, yeah. I mean, the only reason I watch the podcast is just to get an update of the Devil May Cry 5 stuff.
No comment. Pass. Next question.
He's going to get like the Devil May Cry 5 platinum tattooed on his wrist. Just like the exact pattern in the quote for underneath the trophy. That's what he's going to get.
No joke. You're talking about that, and I was thinking of getting the not the logo with the Devil May Cry, but like the wings, the red and blue wings. I was actually thinking of getting that tattooed on my back. Or
just get "Shall we dance" tattooed somewhere. Is that Devil May Cry 4? He says that, or does he say it all the time?
He says it quite a lot, I think.
Yeah, shall we dance?
He says it. Shall we dance?
Okay. Anyway, so Tyler, what made you start your channel in terms of like why did you make it? What made you take in the direction that you took it in to do like trophy hunting and to do like should you platinums and stuff?
Well, at the time, I wasn't doing anything. There was literally I had a couple of days where I just had nothing to do, and I was like, I feel like I'm wasting my days a bit. So I just went, I'm just going to start a YouTube channel. I think I got the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order platinum trophy. I was like, start there, make a video on it, and then I made it, and then I was just like, oh, that was really fun actually. So I just carried on doing it. Spider-Man, next one, and then I just carried on. God of War. It's just really, really fun to do.
That's fair. That's very relatable to me, to be fair, because that's actually why I started my channel in like May or April of last year. I was sort of like, I tried it like in 2017, a couple videos here and there. I was really busy at work. It didn't really work out, and then obviously COVID hit, and then I found that I was only working like 8 to 4. No traveling to work. I had like an hour free in my lunch, and I was like, I've got all this time. I don't want to spend all of it gaming.
Yeah.
So, and there was nothing to do on the evenings. We all we could do was game or watch TV essentially for like 8 months, 9 months.
To be fair, COVID, as bad as it says, it was probably the reason why I probably carried on doing it, because there was nothing to do. So I was just like, well, just write some scripts, read, speak them, edit, and it just kind of like made the time go by. If there was no COVID, there might have been no YouTube channel.
So yeah.
How much?
But that's not saying that COVID's a good thing. It's not a good thing at all.
Silver linings.
I would rather there be no COVID than there's no YouTube channel.
I've got one question. Mm-hmm. Are you the original creator of the Should You Platinum series? Because I've seen like loads of channels do it, but and I'm always trying to figure out like who came up with the original idea.
I don't know. I don't want to say it's me, but it is me.
You heard it here first.
I think
I'm
from
the first person to do Should You Platinum. I've saw some people that have done Should You Platinum. I don't watch them all because just don't watch. Because mine are better. But no, I just don't watch them all because I just they come up and go, oh, do you want to watch this video? It says Should You Platinum. I go, I don't remember doing a Should You Platinum on Control. That's weird. So someone else's name. But no, I don't know who the first person was. It was me. But yeah, it's all fun and games.
It is.
No one owns it, so
it is very hard to be original on YouTube. It's very hard to you've got to always just take ideas and put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it works. Everyone's inspired by everything, so you kind of can't be too picky about it, because like if I was to do like a fan art, or if I was to just draw something right now, draw something like a superhero, the impressions I would be drawing like Super Spider-Man's favorite character. I've watched so much superhero. There's no way I could draw a superhero now and it not be influenced by everything I've already seen, and like that's what art is, and essentially creating stuff is taking inspiration from other people and turning it into a different platform, or turning it into something that you took your own spin on. So,
well, I mean, we wouldn't have our channels if there wasn't video games. We're just basically taking video games as the content from there and going, oh, we're going to make our own content from it. So yeah.
That's very
It's
true.
one of those.
On that
I
as
just-
well. No, go on. Sorry.
I just attach the Lewis like a leech. Like whatever he does, I'll just be like, oh, I'll do that.
It's a good idea. I think I'll just do that as well. I would say, going off what you said there, Tyler, I actually think potentially without COVID there wouldn't be a Platinumbro either. I think that because I just changed jobs around like March and then it was really quiet because of COVID, and I think I had so much free time in the evenings. I wasn't as tired at my old job. I was like, when you work all day, you come home, you're tired. You don't always have the energy to make spend 20 hours of your time away from work editing videos. So, COVID has had some very, the shift it's provided to the world has had some very few pros, I suppose. Being Platinumbro and being Tyler.
Yeah. Being
go.
me.
And the Platinum Podcast in its shape and form.
Yeah.
On that, trophy hunting. How do you fall? How would you describe yourself as a trophy hunter?
Casual, I guess. I'm not I don't really go for. It's weird. I wouldn't compare myself to you when you're like, I've got 1,000 trophies or something like that.
20, 20 stacks of the same game.
I remember when I watched you and you was like, oh, I've got this many. I was like, oh my God.
This guy is an absolute loser.
Yeah, I was so terrified to send you my trophy list because you was like, I remember I watched the video and you was like, anything below 70% completion rate is just stupid. Why would you even bother? And I was like,
that's a paraphrase. Definitely paraphrase that.
Yeah, it's on the same lines. I think I was like, I'm like on 30% completion rate, and I was just terrified. Just like, oh, can you send me trophy list? I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, as soon as I read it, I just sent you all this picture of me just look at Tyler's list, and he's an absolute. Hey, I don't really care. I say, realistically, the casual consumption of anything is pretty much where you have the most fun. So, as somebody who's a very new casual anime watcher, I really enjoy just turn on anime, watching it, going, yeah, it's good, and maybe this is a bit bad, but I'm not really overly critical. Whereas, for example, me and Joe can be pretty critical of of trophy hunting and stuff in the gaming community. Yeah. Joe's a lot more critical of anime because he's not a casual anime consumer. So I think there's a sweet spot with anything, of any hobby, where being casual is not a bad thing at all.
I think if it wasn't for YouTube, I would have less platinum trophies. I think because I started YouTube, it's made me get more. I think because obviously I just want to make videos on them as much as possible.
I'm the opposite.
Really?
Since I've started going ham for YouTube, I've my platinums have just halted. I've been telling people I want to get 100 platinum since we started the podcast. It was almost a year ago.
It is.
You go for really hard ones though, man. You go for Persona 5, Devil May Cry 5. It's these aren't easy ones. These aren't 20-hour platinums. These are proper big ones.
Joel loves pain. In fact, the reason why, if you look at most of the podcasts, he's always wearing a long sleeve, and that's because he just stabs himself when he gets to the ball. He's like, this trophy's just not hard enough. He starts stabbing his hands and stuff and punching walls because he just wants that difficulty in his life.
Every trophy that gives me trouble, I brand it on my arm. I'm almost running out of space, so I may start moving on to the chest area. Yeah. This is why the long sleeves are a must.
Do you know Black Panther, where they the bad guy in it, he's got all the little micro tattoos. Yeah. That's just what Joel's going for. Every time he gets a difficult platinum, he gives himself a little micro tattoo. He's going for the full body.
That looks badass though.
Yeah, it does look badass, to be fair.
Yeah.
I want that, to be fair. Maybe that's something if you have loads of ultra rares. Every ultra rare trophy, just do it.
You could do it for every easy plat you have.
A sign of the mark getting worse, the curse mark from Naruto, getting worse.
Exactly.
The more more easy games you play, the more corrupt you are.
The more consumed you get, the more you want, the more you have to have.
Tyler doesn't watch. You don't watch Naruto, do you?
No.
He's like, what are you nerds talking about?
I do. People tell me to watch Naruto. I'm like, I will, and then I don't.
It's a hell of a commitment.
Yeah. I do that with a lot of shows though. I've only just started Breaking Bad after 7 years of people telling me you need to watch Breaking Bad. And I go, I know, and then that's the end of that conversation.
Yeah. There's not enough time. The same. There's not enough time for
to watch everything.
That's right.
I still got to go through Clone Wars as well, the Star Wars show.
I was speaking to my brother about it because he's quite a big Star Wars fan. And he was like, the first 4 seasons are really bad, but then the last 3 are amazing. So it's kind of you kind of need to get through because it's kind of it's a really weird TV show because in his words it matures with the audience. So the people who watched it when it first came out were 12, and then by the time the last season's come out, you're 25. So it's a more mature audience. But again, it's do I want to watch 80 episodes of a really bad series to then watch 80 episodes of a good series.
I think people need to stop saying stuff like it takes 4 seasons till it gets good. I hear that a lot with shows. Like Breaking Bad, someone said, it takes about 2 seasons before it gets good. Well, I don't want to waste 2 seasons of my life.
Line of Duty is good all the time.
See,
just saying.
That's another one. I haven't watched that either, and everyone tells me it's really good.
Zeus is just terrible all the time.
Yeah.
I don't even go there.
Don't
I
watch
saw
those.
loads of tweets saying that the finale wasn't great.
I enjoyed it. I think
I thought the finale was okay.
No,
it's just the rest.
we're talking about Line of Duty here, not Zeus.
Why you got to burst my bubble?
Sorry. No, that was the end.
Wow.
No, I was going to say that I think we live in this world where I think gaming falls on this problem massively. We live in this culture of overhype. And I think people overhype everything now to the point where it can never live up to his expectations. And I think, yes, Cyberpunk is a clear example of that. But I think Spider-Man 3, that's coming out at the end of this year, that's really suffering from overhype because there's all these rumours going around about the multiverse. Is it going to be? Is it not going to be? Who's going to be in it? And I think there's so much hype about it that it can't deliver. And I think WandaVision was the same. It's an okay show. It's like a 7 out of 10. And I think people thought, like, all these characters were going to come in, there's going to be all these twists. And it was at the point where you couldn't match expectation.
I think WandaVision's downfall was its fans, genuinely. When it was just all these fan theories like Mephisto and stuff like that. And it wasn't never going to happen, but everyone wanted it. Yeah. And then everyone got it in their head that it was going to happen, and it didn't happen. They're like, oh, why didn't it not happen? Well,
exactly. I think Line of Duty was the same. I think people overhype Line of Duty. But yeah.
See, this is why, as a YouTuber, my bar is like close to the floor.
Yeah.
So that if anything is like slightly good, you notice it more.
True.
I'm going into Spider-Man 3 with the same expectations.
Yeah. I don't want to. I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and I like the first 2 films. 3 really, if you count Civil War. Well, actually more with the Avengers and stuff. But basically, him as Spider-Man, he's been a great Spider-Man, and I would hate to see it ruined in the 3rd film because there seems to be a curse in the movies with the Spider-Man in the 3rd film.
Spider-Man 3 was amazingly torn about. Without Spider-Man 3, we wouldn't have had like this. Come on.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have the memes.
It's
meme-worthy. Take on this. Strawberries.
They butchered Venom. I think that was...
Yeah.
Was just...
Venom 2's trailer's just come out.
You want to kill the spider? I want to kill the spider. What the hell was all that about? What was that?
Well, apparently, Sam Raimi didn't want to put Venom in.
Oh, no, he didn't.
So, it was just going to be Hobgoblin and Sandman, and he totally had to put Venom in, and that's kind of how it feels so rushed and just terrible.
He didn't know enough about Venom, so he didn't want to put him in without being prepared.
Because to be fair, you could have had, Eddie Brock all the way up to it without Venom, and they could have ended it with a black suit, they could have ended it all, and then they could have set Venom for Spider-Man 4, and that's probably would have been a lot more fleshed out. Eddie Brock would have been fleshed out over 2 movies instead of 1.
Yeah.
It would have been considerably better. Actually, now I mentioned about it, now it's on my mind. Last week would have been the 10-year anniversary of the Spider-Man 4. So Spider-Man 4 was, I think, was released released for May 2011. So last week was the anniversary. And this podcast is going to be coming out in 10 days' time. It's the 12th of May today when we are recording it. So last week it was the 10-year anniversary for Spider-Man 4. So on that, I think we should all have a drink for Spider-Man 4.
Let's.
Tugboat Toby, you're one of a kind, you crazy bastard. And now I think what we'll do is we'll move on to, because this has been a bit of a scattered podcast. The usual viewers know this. Tyler, you have watched a few of them. We kind of just we'll have a very, very generic, thin set plan, and we'll kind of just try and freestyle it. We'll talk about the games we've been playing anyway. So in this section, we'll just talk about what games we've been playing, trophies we've been earning, have we been enjoying them, have we not been. So on that, Tyler, I'll let you take us away with what you've been playing.
Well, as you can tell where I am, I've been playing Resident Evil Village.
Oh, I thought there was Bloodborne.
No. This is...
I thought it was Mario.
I think it's Resident Evil Village.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Have you finished it?
I've only seen clips.
I finished it, and I've looked through the trophy list. It's very doable.
Okay.
Except, and people are probably going to go, no, this is really easy, actually. The mercenaries. There's a mercenaries section where it's separate from the game, and you have to do basically a challenge maps kind of thing where you got to get a certain amount of points and you got to get S rank on every single map. And I think there's 8 maps altogether. 4 easy, 4 hard ones. And people on the
Why?
internet are like, "Oh well, it's not the hardest thing because Triple S is the highest rank you can get." And I'm like, "Yeah, but S rank means that's
Yeah.
hard."
You know what? I have this issue with PSN profiles, okay? And every time a new game comes out, people start community tabs and forums and talk about what they think. And there's always some guy who's like, "Oh, easy platinum." And like Returnal came out, and people are like, "Oh, it looks like an easy platinum." And it's like people just like speculate, don't earn the platinums, just spill garbage all over the internet about what they think. And it's like, oh, come on, man, you don't know about this.
I don't. What is it with Capcom and ranks? It's annoying. They put ranks on every single one of their games, and they make it hard.
If it wasn't for Mercenaries, the trophy list looks. I'm going to be that guy. It looks easy. Like you just have to do like Resident Evil 7 looks harder than Resident Evil 8. I think Resident Evil 8 is just like, oh, just finish the game on hard, but you get to use all these things. I think Resident Evil 7 was like you have to do it on hard, but you have to collect all the coins as well. And I got about halfway through that. I was like, I can't die for the 100th time collecting a goddamn coin.
No, we'll have to be very careful with spoilers because it's such a new game.
Yeah,
but I have read that it's not as scary as 7. It's more action based.
It's a lot like Resident Evil 4. If you played that one, it's got horror type stuff, and then it really kind of lays onto the like you'll always have enough bullets for the situation. Right. It's not like Resident Evil 2 where you have to save onto your bullets, or else you come into Mr. X and you're done for.
It's more of a shooter, less of a survivor.
Yeah, like I didn't feel like I was ever in danger really. Maybe the first hour when it's like, oh, here's a gun with 8 bullets, but there's 9 enemies, and you're like, oh. But then after that, it's just like, here's bullets. You're gonna need this for later, and then yeah, it's good. It's one of my favorite Resident Evils, I think.
All right.
I saw on Instagram. Go on. No, go on.
I was gonna say, but it's just not as scary. It's just it's more action based.
It's a good job you said but, because I read on Instagram that there's a mod now for naked lady Demiscus or Demistress.
I saw this.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, it didn't take long for people to start tinkering with the game.
I don't care about that. The only thing I care about is a naked mod for Chris Redfield. Am I right? That's all anybody wants.
Have you seen the beginning of the game?
No.
I'm just gonna say this: Chris Redfield looks like an absolute ass in Village.
Yeah,
he is not. Something happened between 6 and 8. Like, something serious happened to this guy.
He stopped taking as much gear, I think.
I think the lack of steroids has done something to his brain. This guy is. I mean, crazy.
He was already on a downward spiral after 6. I have to say, he was already like just had random onset bouts of amnesia and was like being abusive to women in bars. So he wasn't in the best mental state in 6.
See, I skipped 6 because everyone was telling me it's really bad. Don't bother. So I just skipped it and went into 8, and he's a bit of a knobhead. And I was like, why are you doing this? 6
is one of the worst games I've ever played. However, Chris Redfield is one of my favorite characters of any video game character because he's just he's a walking meme, essentially.
Yeah.
He just walks around punching holes in walls and being the most generic stereotype of an American soldier that exists in video game platforms.
It was that boulder punch at the end of 5 that really...
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna empty a 15 clip on this zombie. He's not gonna die, but I'm gonna give him a right hook.
Blow his brains out.
If you can punch that hard, there's no reason to have a gun.
He doesn't need guns.
He's essentially just One Punch Man, but in Capcom form.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's basically just... You might as well be called like Chris Saitama Redfield. So are you gonna go for the platinum then? Are you gonna make a schedule platinum?
I'm gonna see how Mercenaries go.
Right.
Because if I can get through Mercenaries, I can get through doing hard mode and doing the speed run and all that. It's just that Mercenaries, I think it's just gonna be a pain. I really do.
I think we should all comment down below and tell Tyler that he has to platinum Resident Evil 8, and he has to do a video on it so we can all learn about his experiences. That seems pretty fair, doesn't it, Joel?
Yeah. Now that I've heard that bit is the hardest for you, then you definitely now have to overcome the hardness.
We really like to trick our guests into doing something they don't want to do on every episode of the podcast. If we can trick someone to do something we haven't done, then I feel like I've had a good day. I feel like I can go to sleep happy.
On that though, you've still not platinum Red Dead 2, have you?
I'm wearing a red shirt. That's my comeback. That's all I have to say on the matter.
Okay.
Your Honor. That's true. You're right. When we did like episode 2 of the podcast, Joe was like, comment down below. Make sure tell Lewis to platinum Red Dead 2, and people commented, and I didn't do it.
Yeah, you just ignored it.
I really want to do Red Dead 2. So someone at work was like, "Oh, do you want to do the multiplayer together?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I actually looked at the trophy list and saw how dreading it looks, and I was like, "Why did I say yes?"
It's not hard. It's annoying. It's just annoying. And
it seems tedious.
It's very tedious.
It's pretty. It's a
very
great game
tedious.
though. Really good game.
It is.
Phenomenal game, in fact. What about you, Jordan? What have you been playing this week?
I've been diving back into the backlog, the PS3 backlog.
Oh, mama.
Let me just give some nice 3 shout outs to Ego Magnusum, Wooly, and Skunksman, because these boys have been helping me grind out the multiplayer in Tomb Raider.
Legends. That's what trophy hunters are all about. Help each other out.
Yes. Wooly actually reinstalled the game, and he created this separate account because he didn't want to stain on his account, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "What do you need me to do? Do you want me to stand here? Do you want me to kill you here? Do you want me to just squat and wait till you blow my brains out?" And this man, legend.
Wow.
So thank you, boys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
so
a big.
just,
I was going to say you're. Well done, Wooly. Thank you very much. You're good. You're always active in the Discord as well. I mean, all the people you just mentioned are pretty active in the Discord. So,
yeah.
Legends.
Legend. So it's just been Tomb Raider PS3 and GTA 5 PS3. Just the grinds.
So are you going to get the platinum for GTA 5?
Yeah. Eventually. It's going to be a hell of a grind. I need to reach level 100. I'm only level 45 or something. So it's going to be a while. But I've bought a lot of games to clear my backlog. I bought The Last of Us, which now you've told me that it's unobtainable. But I may just do the story just for completion. And I've got Batman Arkham City, Tomb Raider, Saints Row 4, Need for Speed Most Wanted, and GTA 5. That's my PS3 backlog of the trophies I can get. The others are unobtainable, unfortunately.
Sad times, bro.
Sad times.
But it's not worse.
Go on.
Well, I've been playing only one game, and that's Watch Dogs Legions. Actually, no, that's a lie. I've been playing 2 games, but Watch Dogs Legions is the first one. At the time this video is coming out, I would have already made a video about why I think Watch Dogs Legion is a piece of shit. So if you want to know why, you can watch that. But I'll give you a nutshell. In a nutshell, it's just the most average game. Honestly, you just think of an Ubisoft game, you just think, what does an Ubisoft game consist of? Average gameplay and map clearing, and that's just basically what it is. It's just so average on every single level of existence. And it's just you're playing, you're just bah. That's how I feel.
I don't believe it. Ubisoft making an average game.
Who would have thought that?
Never.
And I make the point in the video that the fact that Ubisoft is one of the biggest publishers. It's one of the biggest, top 5 biggest game developers, and they're making games like that. And you think, you're having Sucker Punch. They are big games, the big studios making Ghost of Tsushima, but they make it on the same budget as Ubisoft. I am just totally speculating this. To be fair, I'm no expert, but they have the means. And then you see games like Watch Dogs, and you're just like, why?
I think Ubisoft are the company that always does the same thing, but somehow they always get away with it.
Well,
they never change their games. It's always the same. You play the same game, just in a slightly different setting. And I don't know, but they always keep selling more games.
Do you think that their Star Wars game that they're making now will follow the same pattern?
I'm scared.
I feel like a Bounty Hunter open world game would actually be pretty good if it's done well. So I feel like it could work if it's given the time. And I think Ubisoft don't. I've just discredited them because they've made one of their own brands poor, quite lazily. But Star Wars is a different kettle of fish. If you've got the Star Wars IP, you don't want to screw it up. You want to make it the best it can be. I'm not saying that means they will make it the best it can be, but they'll definitely make it to a higher standard than what they would have made their Assassin's Creed games. Because a lot of people buy Assassin's Creed because of the brand, but Assassin's Creed is a drop in the ocean in terms of size compared to the brand that is Star Wars.
Yeah.
So if they sell 5 million copies of Valhalla, they're going to sell 10 million copies of Star Wars. So they kind of need to make sure it's just a little bit better.
It's not the selling that I'm worried about, though. It's because people will buy it because it's Star Wars. It's you buying it and then playing it, enjoying it for 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes of doing the same task over and over again, you're like, I'm just doing the same thing. They'll put 50 million collectibles, so you play the game longer, or they'll give you like an XP bar that is tedious to get through unless you get some microtransactions. Oh, here you go. You can skip the grind. Here, it's only $9.99 on sale. $9.98. Take it.
Well, they've just announced that the division is going to be the next division. Division 3 is going to be free to play. Didn't know that. If you don't know if you knew this, if you are, it's going to be called like Division the Heart Fire or something.
Does it have in like the tiniest letters, like that you can barely see, just like temporarily?
No idea. I mean, I just think it's going to be like. I mean, looter shows do fit into that sort of free to play, and I think it's. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not even going to play it if it's free to play. But I can say Ubisoft going in that direction because it means it's more accepted to heavily monetize your content because you're going free to play. But also, are they going to get the sales back like from Division 2? Will it be worth it? Clearly, they think it's going to be worth it.
I'll be honest. Like, I played the Division 2 with friends and I enjoyed it. The only thing that made me stop playing were the glitches because the trophy glitched out on me. That just really pissed me off.
Right.
It's like, and that's why I stopped playing it because I did pretty much everything in the game, like the hard mode. I did pretty much everything the game had to offer.
Oh.
And I would have carried on playing until I got the platinum if I didn't get a glitch trophy. So, but then again, I never played the Division, the first one, so that may be why. Because to me, it felt new, felt different.
Division was okay. For me, it was actually one of my most disappointing games of all time, but only because I think they overhyped. They didn't really explain in the trailers what it actually was, and I think that's probably why I was so disappointed in it. But it was an okay game. Have you played either of these, Tyler?
No, I didn't bother with Division.
You are not missing out at all, my friend.
I didn't think so.
The other game I played, talking about co-op games, is we've been playing. Me and my brother and my friend have been playing Diablo 3, and it is sensational. It's it's not sensational. I've only about 8 hours in. When I was 8 hours into Remnant from the Ashes, I was like, my god, this game is 10 out of 10. Diablo's really good. I don't have the same feeling about it, but it's still a really good game. Drop in, drop out co-op, you can do your own stuff. There's lots of leveling, there's lots of like loot. It's like a looter, hacker, over-the-top RPG game. It's got so much going on. I would recommend it to people who have someone else to play with. If you don't, maybe not.
It's very grindy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only about 70 hours of grind, but you do enjoy your time with it, I would have said.
Is there a story? Like, is there an actual story? There is.
Yeah. It's like you're like an angel or something.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm guessing you.
No. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next section of the podcast, which is whenever we have a new guest, we always like to play our get to know our guest quiz, if you will, where basically what happens is, for those who are new, and for Tyler, so he knows what's going on, is me and Joel both take turns. We set is it 5 minutes? I don't even remember now. 5-minute timer.
5 minutes.
These 2 beers, I can't even see straight. We set a 5-minute timer, and both of us take turns asking Tyler as many questions as we can in that 5-minute allotted time window, and they are very generic stuff like what's your first ever platinum, PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4, blah blah blah, such and such, and we just see and we get to know them a little bit. That's the point of the quiz. So on that, do you have any questions before we begin, Tyler?
No.
Okay.
Wrong answer.
Yes. Anything to delay the quiz. Okay, on that, I will then prepare these are the questions I prepared earlier, which I haven't got up, and I will now get them now. Okay.
Dun, dun,
we try and add a few more questions every week just to sort of keep things up. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes.
Born ready. Okay, and
3, 2, 1. Ka-chow!
Mortal Kombat, Tekken, or Street Fighter?
Mortal Kombat.
Juicy.
Godzilla or King Kong?
Godzilla.
Sly Cooper or Ty the Tasmanian Tiger?
Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Nice. Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
PS3 or PS4?
PS4.
Nintendo Switch or GameCube?
Nintendo Switch.
Pokemon or Digimon?
Pokemon.
RPG or linear story?
Linear story.
How many platinum trophies do you have?
54.
Not bad. Your favourite game series?
The Arkham series.
Your favourite superhero?
Batman.
Was not expecting that.
Ever.
Who is your favourite game developer?
Oh my god.
Some of these require some thought.
Probably Rocksteady. Then we'll go for Rocksteady.
Okay, we've got another one of those, Joel.
I feel I feel a pattern coming.
Okay. Burger or pizza?
Batman.
Pizza.
Batman.
Batman.
Batman. What was your first ever platinum?
Oh no, it was Batman Arkham Asylum.
Oh my god. Do you know how to play the card game Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes,
Legend.
and I'd beat everyone at it as well.
Oh,
Damn, that's bold.
Right.
Uncharted or The Last of Us?
Uncharted.
South Park or Family Guy?
South Park.
Tobey Maguire or Tom Holland?
I want to say Tobey Maguire, but Tom Holland has started to win me
I'll
round.
give you a hint. The name starts with T.
Andrew Garfield.
Yes. Tugboat Toby, come on. Tugboat Toby's the way.
Toby. We'll go with Toby.
Favourite film of all time? Not give you too hard a question.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Jesus, you thought that one.
Yeah. Devil May Cry or Resident Evil?
Resident Evil.
Name a game that you think everyone should play at least once.
You know,
That's a hard one as well.
you know what you want to say. We both know what you want to say.
I do want to say Batman Arkham City.
We'll take it then. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
I like pineapple on pizza, me. I'm a
Uh,
mad.
You're
I'm
proper wrong'un.
nutter.
Ugh.
Proper wrong'un.
Crash Bandicoot or Spyro?
Crash.
We were talking about stupid questions we were going to take out or leave in before the quiz started, and I kept this one in because it's funny. Winter or summer?
Winter.
I agree with that one. FIFA or Pez?
Neither. Football's bad.
Damn. Jules, me. Jules, like,
This has just destroyed this whole image.
Favorite console of all time?
Oh no. Well, now the PS5.
Really?
Without the PS5, Xbox 360.
Why PS5?
I just like the controllers. I just like the controller.
Okay. I'm going to take my dwell on these things. Marvel or DC?
DC.
My God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll stand by it.
Good.
Proper
Good
Batman
for you.
fanatic here.
Favorite fast food?
Domino's.
Fair. Goku or Vegeta?
Vegeta.
I like you.
Best PS4 exclusive?
Ooh.
Batman?
God of War?
God of War. Okay.
God of War, maybe,
That's
yeah.
a good one.
Favorite PS3 game? I was going to say Arkham Asylum.
Modern Warfare 2.
Okay. Ubisoft or EA?
But what I really meant was Batman Arkham City.
I think we all knew that.
what was it?
Ubisoft or EA?
Oh, man. Ubisoft.
Favorite PS2 game?
Ah.
Just thinking of a Batman game now.
I was going to say, no, probably.
Justice League Forever.
Do you remember that Ultimate Spider-Man game?
Oh yeah.
We get plays Venom as well.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah,
I like
that
that
was
one.
awesome. Yeah.
That's a good choice.
One more question.
Go on.
Favorite mascot console character?
Astrobot. He's won my heart round.
I like him too. The tune, the music for that Astro's Playroom was just so good.
He's great. He's great.
Well done.
I mean, the VR game gave me nausea, but
I haven't
everything
played
else
it.
great.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
worth
literally up there. I haven't played it yet. Someday, guys, come on. Okay, well done. Why PS5? Why is PS5 the best? Because I just think there's not enough games to decide that it's actually your favorite console.
But it's my favorite console for it being a console. I think I like what it will be. I think it's gonna
because you have one.
yeah.
I mean, I generally feel like the PS4 is my favorite console. You know, I feel like it just has some of the best games of all time. I really like the Xbox 360 as well. But PS4.
I feel like each generation had a definite winner. I think genuinely, I think Xbox 360 won over PS3, and I think PS4 won over Xbox One.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I haven't played the Series X or Series whatever it's called.
I might get a Series X this year or next year. I've decided. I'm not too sure. I'm going to get one next year, I think. Because no trophies, so I don't feel like all pressured about trophies. And my brother has got Game Pass, so I can like use his Game Pass. It's like, would never have to buy a game. I could just buy the console, and I would never ever have to buy a game.
My thoughts on Xbox is if you've got a PC, then you don't really need an Xbox.
That's true.
Except Lewis can't really run games on his PC.
Yeah, my PC's terrible. It can barely run OBS. So there's that. Okay, shall we swap the rules, Joel?
Shall we?
I will leave you in the trusty hands of the fastest tongue in the West.
Go.
Oh yeah.
All right.
You love saying that,
30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, favorite anime?
7 Deadly Sins.
Marmite, yes or no?
No.
Skyrim or Fallout?
Skyrim.
Name a game you are platinum again.
There's only one game you've platinum twice, Tyler. What is it?
Is it Arkham Asylum?
Yes.
I platinumed that 3 times because I platinumed it on a different account as well.
All right, I've got a question just for you.
Go on.
Out of all the 3 Arkham games, which one is the best?
Arkham City.
Okay, that's
Hands down.
There's actually 4 games, but
we don't talk about
but we don't talk about the other one. Favorite super villain?
Ooh.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill's Joker, yeah, man. Yeah.
He is good at
probably.
Joker. Yeah.
Just put words in your mouth. I apologise.
No.
Biased.
Deathstroke is the best villain, in my opinion.
Is he really a villain though?
He is. I mean, he took on the Justice League.
Damn.
I didn't even know.
Not the good ones. He took out some of the not so good ones. But it sounds good when you say he took on the Justice League.
Took like Robin when he's a baby.
Yeah,
yeah.
Cyborg when he's turned off.
I can't imagine him taking on like Superman.
No.
Easy game or hard game?
Hard games.
Favorite band?
AC/DC.
Oh, nice. Dragon Ball Z or Naruto? You've never watched Naruto. Yeah. PSP or PS Vita?
Vita.
Ellie or Aloy?
Ellie.
Batman or
Batman.
Batman.
Batman or Batman?
Favorite alcoholic drink?
Rum, probably.
Okay. Platinum trophy you're most proud of?
Marvel Ultimate Alliance, probably. It's not that hard, but I know that there's people that can't get it anymore, so that's my smugness for it.
Salt brag.
I'm really salty about it, I have to say.
Favorite GTA game?
4. GTA 4, I reckon.
That's a good one. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Favorite comedy TV show?
South Park.
Name a game you want a sequel for.
Game that I want a sequel for. I want Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the PlayStation.
Me too.
I want that. It's not fair. Only PlayStation are allowed exclusives. There's none of this Nintendo stuff having exclusives. It's not right.
I think so as well. It might be funny, but the fact that it was on Switch is really hampered of what it could have been. It looks like it's really like cartoony and like 20 frames per second and stuff because it's ran on Nintendo Switch. Just to interrupt, sorry, keep going.
God damn it!
I'm sorry.
You're trying to take away my title, aren't you? Bloodborne or Dark Souls?
No, Bloodborne.
Ooh.
Favorite game genre?
Probably horror, actually.
Persona or Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy.
Sci-fi or fantasy?
Fantasy.
Name a game you often revisit.
Batman Arkham City.
Really?
Yeah.
New Kratos or old Kratos?
As that new Kratos as in the most recent?
Yeah. Oh, this is irrelevant. Let's change it up a bit. Superman or Goku?
Batman. No, probably Goku. Yeah, Goku.
Co-op or competitive multiplayer?
Co-op.
VR, yes or no?
No, makes me sick.
Far Cry or Assassin's Creed?
Assassin's Creed.
Superheroes or villains?
Villains.
Superheroes or anti-heroes?
Anti-heroes.
Do you have a PS5?
Yeah.
Good for you. No more questions.
No more questions. Well done.
Look at that.
I want to just ask some questions because obviously on the topic of Batman, two things.
Yeah.
Who do you think the best Robin is? There's 4, isn't there?
Damien. I reckon.
Damian Wayne. He's the only one I don't know anything about.
I like. See, they're
Is he
all
the,
good.
is he the one that technically dies?
No, that's.
Depends on the comic, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, they've all died. Shamefully. But the one that's famous is probably Jason.
Jason Todd.
Red Hood.
That's the one that goes to become the Arkham Knight in the game, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
Spoiler alert. Ouch.
Ouch.
This is years old. Everybody
Sorry
should have
for
played
anyone
It's
who's
6
playing
hours.
Arkham Knight.
I'm not
right
sorry
now.
about that. I'm not sorry about that. You should have played it by now.
Okay, on that then. Are you excited for Gotham Knights?
Yeah, man.
I am.
Excited.
I'm really excited, but then also I keep thinking like in the back of my head, Avengers. And I think how terrible Marvel's Avengers was. I'm like, just don't be like that because it shows how terrible it can be. But if we've got Gotham Knights, we've got Red Hood, Nightwing, Robin, and Batgirl, all Batman Arkham Asylum combat, all characters with really fleshed out controls, open world, 4-player open world. It sounds absolutely just like amazing.
I'm a bit intimidated.
Tyler will play it. We can play it together.
I'll play it, but I'm saying with you, there's a lot that's going to be good about it, but there's a lot of room for it to be not good.
Avengers. Yeah.
What about on this?
There's a lot of temptation. Like we know it's Rocksteady that's doing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at the amount of DLC they always pump into the Arkham games. Like
But they're always good stuff, in my opinion.
But it's just so many though, and they always release it in like different stages. Like you're always paying more and more and more.
What about the Suicide Squad?
That one I'm more scared of.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's going to fall more into the Avengers category.
I do as well. Garbage.
It looks with Gotham Knights, they've shown enough to see that it's going to be more story orientated.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Suicide, obviously we haven't seen anything of Suicide Squad, but the way they've shown the characters to be very mobile, it shows that it's going to be. I feel like I don't know.
The thing
very weird.
The thing that worries me about Suicide Squad is they seem to be riding the train from the movie that's coming out as well. And we all know how most games that are movie tie-ins turn out.
Don't you?
Yeah, they're pretty abysmal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a bit skeptical about both of them, to be honest. But then again, I've not seen a lot of either of them. And,
visually, Gotham Knight looks sensational. Like, some stuff I've said, I've watched like the amount of detail in the character design and stuff. I'm like watching it, thinking like, wow. Like it looks without a doubt like a PS5 game. Like there's been a lot of games come out this year which have been on the cusp of being like basically cross generational. Sorry, and I think Gotham Knights looks like hopefully it will be a properly executed PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X game. So fingers crossed for that one.
I think the only thing that's put me off a little bit is when they're showing the gameplay and there's a lot of numbers on everyone's heads. Like there's a level 10 enemies, and then you hit them. There's 45 damage coming off them. And I feel like it was good for games like The Witcher and stuff. I don't know how well it's going to work for.
It implies there's going to be either some sort of loot gear system or some.
That's
sort
what I'm
of
scared
RPG.
of.
And
I'm scared of that.
Batman Arkham, it's just changing the formula. It's like Batman Arkham City didn't need it. I mean, I understand that 4 players, you need to have an environment where players can jump in and help other people out, and then play it by themselves. And there needs to be that reason to make them want to keep playing the game. I understand that. But it's hard to balance, and I think you've got to be really careful with it. I think games like what you said, like it's concerning. And games that have come out recently have shown that it can maybe made to be a massive negative of the game.
I feel like when you've got it you've done it so well in your other games, for them to change it, I don't know. It just feels a bit weird.
it doesn't feel right either. Like a superhero game with that combat. Let's scratch the superhero game. Actually, a game that has this type of combat. Like imagine putting numbers on all the Arkham games, Spider-Man. Imagine putting numbers on Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't.
I agree. I think it just ruins the immersion, doesn't it?
It makes you think. Yeah. It makes you think as well that there's going to be sections of the map that are going to be. They're going like you can't go to that place because that's level 30. You can't see Poison Ivy or whatever because she's a level. Even though they did say that the enemy's level with you or something like that, but that kind of just takes away the fact of there being levels.
Don't get me started on that.
I hate that.
I hate.
If they're going to do that, what is the point in levels? Why do you have a level if they're going to level up with you? It's ridiculous.
To have it just literally so you can see numbers on the screen. It's just not to affect the gameplay. It's literally just so you see numbers and go, oh yeah, numbers, dopamine. Trying to make you think it's enjoyable, but it's.
I think people are still trying to ride off the Fortnite train. If you see pretty colours, people are going to be like, oh yeah, I want to do that. And I feel like that's the thing.
I enjoyed Arkham. I think it was Arkham City. I played it on the hardest difficulty, where not even the icon above the enemy's head shows when they're attacking.
Yeah,
it's a lot harder, and it's a lot harder to get used to. But once you get used to it and you start like tracking the enemy's movements and stuff, it makes the game so much more enjoyable and so much more rewarding. Like clearing through like a mob or clearing through like a boss, because you have to literally play the game properly. You can't just rely on seeing like this little thing flashing and reacting to it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So adding even more on top of that is very, very risky. Hopefully you can take it off. Hopefully it's like an icon you can switch on and off.
Well, they pushed it back, haven't they? Because they're changing things. So hopefully that's what they're changing. They're changing the whole. Because they said they're going to change the combat, which hopefully that means no numbers.
Fingers crossed.
It feels weird that they've said that they're pushing it back because they're changing a whole part of the game. Like combat isn't. I feel like that's not a small thing to change, really. Surely,
especially when it's that refined.
Yeah,
already. We'll see.
So I'm just turning down my light just to take it away. Okay, what we'll do, we'll move on to the next section. So we're not having a direct topic today. So what we're going to do is we're going to do another game. We're going to play another game about platinums, trophies. Everyone loves talking about trophies, right? So this is based off Tyler's channel. So Tyler's video titles for his video series are called Should You Platinum. So he does a Should You Platinum about a game. He talks about the game, has a bit of a takes a piss, whatever. So what I thought I'd do is I've had a little bit of a neb. Just change my camera because it's not recorded in there. I've had a little bit of a neb into both Joel and Tyler's trophy list. So I had a little neb last night, looked into our trophies, and what I've done is I've picked 4 or 5 games out of both their lists. So the game is, I'm going to ask them about a platinum trophy that they've earned. They then have to tell me as to whether or not they think somebody who hasn't played the game should platinum it or not. And then when they've platinumed, and then once they've said that, just maybe a little bit why. As to why they think it's good or bad. How are you feeling about that, gents?
Good.
Yeah.
Good? Okay.
Good.
So we'll start with Joel. Okay? So, I went all the way back, Joel. I deep dived into your trophy list, my friend.
God. You've gone to the abyss.
So, the game that you platinumed at some point, we're very early on, was Beyond Two Souls. So, should you platinum it?
I'd say... Ooh, it's a weird one because I platinumed it with my partner. So I had a lot more fun because there was 2 of us. Because Beyond Two Souls, you can, when you play 2-player, 1 player controls the entity, the other player controls the main character. I can't remember her name. And there's certain points in the game where you make decisions.
Okay.
And essentially the decision of one doesn't, like, nobody in the game controls the decision. So if let's say my partner's controlling the main character, she wants to be good, but I want to be a bit of a dick, I can. So I can kind of like, so there's a lot of clashing, which makes it more fun because it makes it more realistic. So if you have some, I think it's a good game to couch co-op platinum. Yes. On your own, I'd say play it.
No plat.
No plat. It'll get tedious.
That's a good idea. What we'll say is the ratings are, we'll say play, plat, or no. They can be the answers. Okay.
In other words, it's like you're taking too long. Hurry up.
No. I might sack him, to be honest. So, co-host, please go on the co-host Platinum Podcast. Anyone wants to know, just send me a 5,000 word essay about why you think you should be on the Platinum Podcast, and we'll talk. On that, let's move on to Tyler. So, Tyler, you've played 53 Platinums, and some big games. Don't get me wrong. Arkham Asylum, twice. We're not going to talk about that one, though. Not to make you too upset. Don't leave. Don't press exit. Just stay on. He's gone. He's left.
I'm back.
He did say he wants to talk about Batman every 7 minutes. I didn't think he was that serious. But okay, so the Platinum Trophy you have Platinumed, which I think Joel's has Platinumed as well, is Final Fantasy 15.
Yes.
Should you Platinum?
Yeah. Huh? I don't remember it being that bad.
You have to do
Was
the survival, like the walking, the cooking.
Oh yeah, but the walking, I just put the hairband on the controller and left, and I went out for about an hour. I came back, and I think I leveled up like 5 times. I was like, oh no. So I left it there for I think about 3 hours. I come back, boom, not a problem. I think the fishing, easy. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I don't remember it. I think the only thing that I had a problem with was that the adamantoise.
Oh,
it's like you just have to. Did you get that ring where you have a 0.1% chance to instantly kill it?
Oh no!
I was just there, just doing that for
I
ages.
fought him. It took like 2 hours to kill him.
I did, yeah. And I was level like 99. Like all my characters were level 99, and I timed myself, and it took me 2.5 hours to kill it. And it glitched on me once. The first time I fought it for about 45 minutes, and for some reason, it teleported me back to like a distance where it goes out of battle. I was raging so much.
That's soul destroying. I remember I ran out of health potions towards the end. I think I had to go the last 10 minutes without getting hit, and it was really hard.
I think it took me about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I think, because I was doing that ring thing, and then just all of a sudden, I just saw all its health just go. I was like,
so what is it like? Is it a 0.1% chance of doing an insta kill or something?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I just kept on doing it.
Adamantoise for me wasn't even the worst thing. The worst thing for me was the last dungeon where you had the Red Knights. I think it was to get one of the royal weapons.
Yeah.
It's like a maze, and if you mess up the maze, you get ambushed by like really like OP enemies, and it's stupidly hard because the Red Knights they're immune to everything, so you have to I think they're immune to like even physical attacks.
Not good.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But I kind of like totally took over that. Should you
Platinum?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. Yeah. I mean, if you ever see a video on my channel that says "Should you Platinum?" and I've got the Platinum Trophy, it's most likely anyone can get the Platinum Trophy. There might be maybe 1-2 videos where you go, "Damn, that looks hard," and it probably took me a long while. But I would say about 99% of the videos on my channel, you don't even have to click it. Just go, oh yeah, I can do that.
That's fair. I mean, if I do anything about trophies, if I've ever got a Platinum Trophy, pretty much everybody can get it, to be fair.
Yeah.
On that, we'll move on back to Joel. So, on the theme of Final Fantasy, you platinumed a game which you told me to buy, which I went and bought, which I haven't played yet, which is World of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So, should you platinum it?
Definitely. It'll be a hell of a grind, like towards the end, because you have to like get all the mirages. Like it's essentially like Pokemon in the world of Final Fantasy. Basically, the whole game is that's what it is. But it's a cute game. Like I'm a sucker for like round characters and like cute little chibi things. So it got me straight in with that. And the story isn't bad. The story's quite like interesting. It's a complete separate story to Final Fantasy. So it's a unique story, but you can you get introduced to a lot of Final Fantasy characters. You should. If you have time, it's easily like a 100 plus out platinum.
I've always been interested by Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. Have you seen it?
I started that.
How was it?
Not a good game.
Oh, really? It's like a condensed version of Final Fantasy 15, Joel. It's a full game, though.
Okay.
It's a game.
It's a full game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically Final Fantasy 15 that they made for the iPhone, I think, and then they imported it back to the PlayStation.
Oh, right.
And
That's
it's just
a red flag.
It doesn't sound good now.
It's one of those. If you don't want to play the original, don't play the Pocket version either. It's not. Not that great.
I really enjoyed Final Fantasy 15. I really enjoyed it. I think like I hadn't played Final Fantasy game before ever, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's the weakest one. One of the weakest ones I've had in ages." And I played it. I was like, "This game's really good." And now I really want to play Final Fantasy 7. I'm probably going to buy Final Fantasy. Is it 16?
Yeah.
Probably going to buy that probably at launch. So
16's probably going to go back to its roots. Final Fantasy 15, I can understand. Like, I'm not a hardcore Final Fantasy fan, but I've played quite a few of them, and it does go quite far away from the original formula. It's a lot easier for a start. Like Final Fantasy games to Platinum, they're usually like hardcore. They're usually quite brutal too, and 15 wasn't that bad. And I didn't really like the time skip. I thought that was really uncalled for.
Yeah,
that was weird.
It's fair. Okay, move on to the next game. So Tyler, looking at your list. No, it's Joel now, isn't it? Joel. No, Tyler.
No, it's Tyler.
On that note, should I fix my lighting? I've realised that I'm blending into my own background.
I mean, yeah, you look like a ghost. Go on.
All right, 1 sec. I need to quickly sort something out outside of the room as well. 1 sec.
You say like go.
He's legging it. He's doing a runner.
We're on the street, like. Don't want to be in this podcast anymore. I'm out of here.
Never again.
Down the stairs, out his front door, just run down the street. Just like, yeah. Might just leave this running while we wait for him.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, that's Resident Evil 8 apparently background.
I still don't buy it. I think it's Kanehurst Castle from.
I thought it was Skyrim, to be fair. I was like, that's Skyrim. No, it's not Skyrim at all, to be honest.
It's probably just a generic one. He just made it up that it's Resident Evil.
That's true. That's very true, to be fair. So, I'm not going to keep this bit in. I've drank all my beer. I've drank all my beers. Both gone.
Are you feeling it?
A little bit lightheaded. I feel a little bit.
Like rip your shirt open. Woo!
Where am I? Well, I'm doing a live podcast. Blimey. God, hello everyone. Welcome to the Platinum Podcast. So, he's come back with a hat on.
Does that look better?
A little bit.
I mean, I'm not blended into the.
Oh yeah.
There you go. That looks a bit better. Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do.
Bit closer. A little bit closer.
I'm a bit too close.
Little bit closer.
That's enough. Leave the poor man alone.
Are you joking?
That's good. No, that.
I was like, what?
We want to see your nostril hair at all times.
High
Okay.
definition.
Anyways, so Tyler, back to you.
Yes.
Resident Evil 3.
Mm-hmm.
Should you platinum?
Yeah. I think that's the easiest out of them all.
Is this the remake?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it the least scariest?
No.
Oh.
But I feel like there's a dodge mechanic in it,
Mm.
which makes the game so much easier. Like you can duck and weave between enemies,
Ah.
so you could probably go through the entire game without getting hit.
Blimey.
Whereas
I bet somebody's done that.
all the other games are very stiff. It's like if an enemy's about to hit you, you're going to get hit.
Mm.
Whereas this game, you can just like she
Roll
basically just
around.
like she can't just does this with her head, and people only hit like this height. They don't go for like under hits. They just go for like
So if you crouch, you're basically invincible.
Uh-huh.
I want to start. I want to play Resident Evil 2 and 3, but I'm thinking about playing Resident Evil 3 first because isn't it like a prequel? It doesn't happen like an hour before Resident Evil 2.
It's happening at the same time, from what I know.
Oh, okay. So you should.
But I feel like
platinum
the ending is simultaneous. I think.
though. Oh.
There's
There you go.
also a nude mod and a bikini mod.
Well, obviously, sign me up for it. I
I
didn't
check.
know that. I'll buy that.
Is that for Nemesis or is that for?
Yeah, Nemesis.
Both,
Ah.
I think.
I like that.
Both.
Alrighty. Back to Joel. Joel, now I went back through some old classic PlayStation 3 games for this one.
Whoa.
OG, original, number 1, God of War. Should you platinum?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's not as hard as what people think. There is a speed run on there, but which is like finish the game in 6 hours. But if you've done like the first run and collect everything on your first run and you know the game more or less, 6 hours is like more than enough time. And also you can do it on easy, so
Okay.
there'll only be a few like sections, like puzzle sections that may give you a bit of trouble, but you've got like a lot of time to.
So if you go back now, 2021, it's still worth playing.
Oh, that's a hard one. It hasn't aged well because there isn't a port for the PS4, So the port
Ah.
is for the PS3, which is a remaster from the PS2. It's not going to look pretty, but I mean, it's God of War. Come on, like who doesn't love like Kratos just like kicking this poor fisherman like to his death like 3 times throughout the whole game?
That's true.
Like, come on.
I will have my revenge.
Yes.
Okay, back to Tyler then.
Yes.
It's a game I've platinumed, which means it's an easy platinum. Barely Minute C. Should you platinum?
I don't know. I don't know why I even got that game. I think that was one of those days when I was like,
It was not free on PS Plus. I think it was free on PS Plus.
yeah, that's when I got it.
Lies.
No offense to the developers, but I probably wouldn't pay even if it was like £5, I probably wouldn't pay for it. It was one of those games that you kind of have to just complete it like, is it like 12 times, something like that? But it's only like a 10-minute game. So it was just one of those that I just went, hey, I think I got up a guide so I knew which ones I've done and which ones I hadn't. And I just did that. Yeah. Platinum, yeah, go for it. I mean,
I'm going to say no, I don't think it's worth a platinum. I don't think
if you've got it for free, not if you're willing to spend money on it.
Yeah, so it can take like 3-4 hours to platinum. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Might be worth your time if you want something easy, but I don't really class games where you got to follow a guide for 4 hours as a fun experience, to be honest.
Yeah. I can agree with that as well. It's one of those. If you've got the time, do it.
Okay.
If you've not got the time, play something else.
That's
or
fair.
don't, whatever.
Don't do it. Okay, Joel. Nier Automata. Should you platinum?
Oh hell yeah, 100%. Like no doubt, yes.
I really want to play that game.
Yeah,
It is so good. It's such a good game.
Would you recommend playing? What's the new one? Replica?
Yeah.
I've not played that one, and I didn't play the original Nier either.
What isn't Replica the remake for the
Yeah.
first one?
It's a slightly different scenario. I think the first one you were trying to save your daughter, whilst in this one you're trying to save your sister.
So in it, basically, when it came out, there was 2 versions of the game: Nier and Nier Replicant. And Replicant was a Japanese version of the game. So in the Western culture, you got Nier, and Nier was like more westernized. So what they've remade and then like dubbed it to English. So it's actually very different to the original game if you played it over here. So
it's Nier Replicant is similar. The gameplay is similar to Nier Automata.
Yeah.
Which like the gameplay is like far superior to the original Nier. I've never played it, but I have seen gameplay, and it's comparing one to the other is like night and day. Like Nier Automata is definitely, if you guys, even if you don't have a PlayStation, like even if you have an Xbox, just all the achievements, like equivalent to the platinum, just yeah. You can even buy the trophies after you complete the game. You complete the game 3 times, just don't spend any money. And then in the 4th playthrough, when you go to the shop, the trophies are literally there to buy. You literally buy them with game currency.
I like it. I want it.
It's so good.
I need it.
And there's also a trophy to look up 2B skirt, which is nice.
Wait, can you buy like the hard trophies, or is it just trophies that have to be
No,
bought?
hard trophies. There's a trophy that is to kill like a super boss, and he's extremely hard. I didn't even know that because I just bought it from the shop. Like I never fought him. Like there was people like, oh, I'm struggling with this boss. And I was like,
who?
What boss? Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah, great game.
Okay, back to Tyler. Last game for you, Tyler.
Go on.
Skyrim. Should you platinum?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, man.
It's a big game, though.
I don't care. I don't care.
Oh, you want to?
Skyrim, best game. Second best game. Batman Arkham City, Skyrim. It's real good, man. Like
you put Skyrim above Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Wow. I think Skyrim's, like I say it all the time, Skyrim, my top 3 changed, but Skyrim's been my top 3 ever since it came out, of all games, best games of all time.
What?
Yeah, he doesn't like Skyrim.
What did you just say?
I love Skyrim. It's a masterpiece. But the reason why I picked that one is because I bought it recently again. I finished on Xbox 360, 100% it, and 100% on Xbox One. And I'm like, do I go back and finally just earn the platinum and do all of it again? It's about 200 hours to do everything.
Isn't there a load of missables as well?
Nah, not really. There's a few here. I think there's one for like certain data quests you can miss, but on a whole, it's pretty doable, to be fair.
I wanted to do it again on VR, and it's the motion sickness in Skyrim is terrible. I got through the first level, and I was like, I need to throw up. I was like,
I don't like the fact that the mods disable trophies because the mods, a lot of them don't make it that much easier. Some do, but it's kind of like, well, if I want to play it with mods, why have you disabled trophies? Just let us play it. Like, why does it matter? Like, the trophies are like, the mods are like things like, you know, more realistic graphics, better weapons, more actual abilities, or like 60 frames per second, and it's like you can't have any of those on to earn trophies. That kind of is annoying me a little bit.
It doesn't really make much sense, to be fair, for them to sell it like that, to be like, oh, you can have dynamic weather, but if you want dynamic weather, then you have to do without, you know, getting bronze trophies.
I think it's a minor issue because most people who play Skyrim don't care about trophies, so there's obviously
that's true.
We're a very niche group of people, Tyler. That's the problem.
Fun fact: there's also a naked mod for Skyrim.
Joel, do you just know every game has a naked mod? There's actually a naked mod.
I get it recommended in my feed for some reason. Like I don't know why, and I just can't help but click on them.
Guy Fruski Naked Mod Edition is on Patreon. All these videos, naked mod. On.
It's the anime. Like it's getting to me. Like I'm becoming a perv. I'm gonna be like when I'm older, when I've got like white hairs, I'm gonna be like Master Roshi reincarnate.
Or Jiraiya.
Or Jiraiya, yeah.
Jiraiya's such a perv. Okay, final one for Joel. Last should you platinum? Witcher 3.
Yes.
It's hard though.
Yes, it's hard. There's a load of misspells which I do not like, but come on, The Witcher 3 is like one of the most, if not the most complete game ever. And even like there's a trophy. This is what I love about The Witcher 3. There's a trophy for playing it on the hardest difficulty, and the game played on the hardest difficulty is fair. You just have to research. You have to be a witcher. You have to do your job. So you basically playing on Deathmarch is you play as a witcher. What more do you want? It's definitely a yes.
Well, it's a little bit easier now, isn't it? Because they've added New Game Plus that you can do.
Have they?
Oh, have they?
Yeah, I was looking the other day, and I was going to replay it, and it was on New Game Plus, and you could do Deathmarch, and I was like, I feel like that's going to make it
even
easier.
Yeah,
we got to play through the game once first, which is like going to take like 70 hours. So do you want to play 70 hours of playing the game? Or
I think I'm going to play it again when the because they did a PS5 update, aren't they?
Yeah.
I was going to play it this year, but I think I'm going to wait.
I'm waiting to replay it
because they're doing a patch for Skyrim as well. Because there's already a patch. There's already a patch for Skyrim on the Xbox. Or on Xbox Series X is the 60 frames per second patch. So hopefully there'll be one for PS5, and I'll probably play that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, that is our Should You Platinum section over. So I enjoyed that. You know, I've probably learned a little bit more about a few games. Obviously, you know, Tyler loves Batman, and
who won the game?
Me.
That's for the audience to decide, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Who got the most class points? Yeah, that's how we roll. Okay, so we'll move on. We'll conclude. When I say conclude, I really mean we're going to move on to our final section, which is our Q&A. So every week you can submit Q&A questions to us, and we will answer them. That's how Q&As work, pretty much. And these are from Patreon. So we've got 3 questions to get through. We'll get through as many as we can. Probably we'll get through all 3. So Tyler, these questions are like ranging. The question is asked to all 3 of us. So even though it was asked to me, this is asked to you as well. So because some of them are about YouTube, some of them are about anime, and some of them are about gaming. Well, one of each actually. So first question is: do you play on any? Let's hold on. Do you play on any games that are not on PlayStation? So do you play anything not on console, PlayStation console?
Do you know what?
Play games.
There is a series that I love that could probably top the Arkham games and Skyrim, and it is an Xbox exclusive, and that's the Fable series. I think they are brilliant. They are so funny. They are so, I don't know, there's just something about them that's just, you play them and they just feel so charming.
Yeah.
It's just, they've got a charming nature to them that I'm just like, if these were PlayStation, these would be the games I'd play all the time.
I love Fable 2, I'll give you that, to be fair.
I do. Yeah.
There's not a lot. Like Fable 3. People gave Fable 3 a bad rap, but
it was okay in my opinion. There's not a lot of games I played when I had an Xbox, but Fable 2 was probably my favorite one. Out of all the games I played on the Xbox, Fable 2 was probably one that if somebody said, I'll give you an Xbox and you can just play one game on it, it'll probably be Fable 2. I choose. Yeah.
So right now, do you guys play on anything other than your PlayStations?
Not a lot. I mean,
What about-
do mobile games count?
I was about to say, what about mobile games? He's played any mobile games?
Yeah, I've got this little addiction. It was called like Score Hero, I think it is.
Score
where-
Hero.
Yeah,
Football
you got,
game?
like and then there's
Is it free kicks?
kind of. You got like they do like different scenarios. There's like where you pass the ball and then you score. You create your own little avatar and stuff. It's all right. Is it when you're like standing in like waiting for a bus or for a train and like you don't just want to stand there like looking at people looking like a weirdo. You could just like put your phone out. Do a bit of Score Hero. The other one is probably like Pokemon on the 3DS. I dabble in that every now and then.
Okay. What about you, Tyler? Anything?
To be fair, now you just brought Pokemon. About a month ago, someone challenged me to a Pokemon Go thing, and I haven't played it since it first came out. I'm not a huge Pokemon fan,
I choose you.
and they did. It was like a battle thing, and I battled them, and I lost.
Oh.
And I went, I can't have that.
I'll come
So
back
since
stronger.
then, I've been playing religiously
Every
every
day.
day, doing the daily challenges, doing all that. And I played them the other week, and I beat them.
I lost my
3 out of
password
3.
about 6 months ago. I was actually quite into it. I had like almost all of Johto, Kanto and Johto. Now I dropped off a bit. I just couldn't bother with anything.
It's a decent game, to be fair.
It's okay,
it's not
yeah.
bad.
For being free, it's pretty decent.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah.
Game I play the most on my mobile is Clash of Clans. Anybody play that? I'm like
No.
5 years deep into my clan at this point.
I've only not played it because of you, because of how addicted you are to it.
I play it all the time.
I'm scared.
I think during lockdown I played it loads. I think when I'm out of lockdown, I probably go on you need to go on every day. I probably go on 3 times a week because I do forget about it. But I do go on it quite frequently. It can be quite addictive. It's that sync though where with free to play games they're really fun for a while, and then the grind kicks in. So they'll be really fun for 6 months, and then boom, paywall. And if you don't pay, you get your progression goes down by to 1% of what it was. And that's pretty much where I'm at now. I'm at the point where it'll take us years to build up. You level up your castle in the middle, and I've been playing for 5 years, and my castle's only level 9, so I've only leveled it up 9 times in 5 years. So yeah, but other than that, I don't play anything. I have Football Manager on my phone from 2017.
Oh, Football Manager.
Yeah.
I was super addicted to that about 4 years ago. I bought the disc and everything to play on the PC on my little laptop. And it's a love-hate relationship with that game. I get really addicted to it, and then that's all I play for 3 months.
It's so good.
And then I'll put it down and I'll forget about it. But then when I pick it back up again, I just want to play it all the time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I wish that Farmville it came back. I remember back in the day, there used to be a whole community.
There
Everyone
was.
would share their sheep, so you can have a sheep in your farm, and and then all of a sudden it just died, and no one played it, and I was so sad when that happened.
I remember Farmville.
Wasn't that
Farmville was brilliant.
Wasn't that a Facebook game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, I
There
don't
was
think I
a
ever jumped on that train.
It was a massive fan, wasn't it? It was just when the Xboxes were starting to kick about. It was always built in, weren't they? Into the browsers,
Yeah.
Java or something.
I remember that was the only reason that I started Facebook when I was younger, because I wanted to play Farmville.
Just
Just
for
play it.
Farmville.
And I added all my mum's friends on it because they loved it. And I don't even know who they are. And you go on my Facebook, I've just got
There's
loads of
Jill,
random women on there
Karen.
because Like, oh, would you like to adopt my duck for your farm? I'm like, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Janet. And
Do you remember that game which was about pinatas, but a dinosaur animal pinatas for the Xbox 360? It was a release title. It was basically these little cute pinata dinosaur horses and stuff. And you had to feed them and then recruit new little people to your to your little land. Oh, it was like Farmersville, but it was kind of it was cool. You guys were missing out, man. Missing out. All right.
I'll take
On
your word
that,
for
we'll
it.
move on to the next question. This is a YouTube content creator question.
Mhm.
What was your most successful YouTube video? I imagine this means in terms of views.
okay.
I know what mine is. So mine is I did a video on The Last of Us Part 2 when I just started out. And it was kind of what are all the infected types going to be? And it kind of did alright. I think got 20,000 views. I think that's the most views I've ever got in a video. And I think that's it, yeah. And it was not even a very good video. And I didn't even mention the big boss. There's a big boss in Last of Us Part 2, and I hadn't played the game because the game wasn't out, so I didn't even include that one. So
It's just the enemy. It was the enemy types, wasn't it?
yeah.
I think I saw that when we first started doing the podcast. I was having a gander at your channel, and I saw that video, and I was like, boom! This guy's famous.
20,000 views, bro. Do either of you know yours?
I think I do. I looked at it because
I'm going to check
the other day because I wanted to know what the best, if I had anything that was decent, and I think it was Batman Arkham City. So it suits me well.
Yeah,
that the best game ever made.
No one is
so.
Is that why it's your?
Have you just rewatched this video? Like
I've clicked it 5,000 times
yeah.
and was like, yes.
Like the different accounts, like different VPNs and stuff.
Let me have a little go.
If you guys can hear my dog, by the way, I really apologize. He's just needy. He's needy.
Love me.
Yes. My most popular one is Persona 5 Platinum Guide.
Oh yeah.
It's probably. I'm thankful it is because that video took, good God, so long to make. I think it was like a full month of just non-stop playing, editing, a full month, 30 days. Like my channel died in that time because I put all my time into it. And my one fear, actually I had two fears. My first fear was that I would upload it and then Atlas would like flag the video because they're known for it. And I only realized after I was like almost done editing, and I was like, no. I was going through like posts and stuff, and they were flagging like Twitch streamers because they were showing certain parts after a certain date, and I'm like, I can't believe this. This was like 20 days in, mind you, and I was like, I can't believe this. I can't believe it. So what I did is the bits that I had edited separately, I uploaded them one at a time to see if they got flagged, and luckily they didn't. So then I thought, okay, I'm safe. But yeah, I think I got like 10k views, but every like week when I check my analytics, it's always the one that's on top. Every single time, it's always the one that still gives me like more views.
Nice.
So Thank you guys for trusting me in earning you the platinum trophy. I appreciate you.
It's not applicable to Persona Royale, is it though?
No. The Royale is easier though.
Right.
It's slightly easier.
Which is the one that's on the PS Vita? Is that?
I think that's
Persona 4.
Is that Persona 4?
Yeah.
I think 5 is as well, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so. I'm sure it is. I'll check on PSN profiles quickly.
I just checked my most. It's Super Platinum, Batman Arkham City, and then it goes in order of what my favorite games are, which isn't actually on purpose. It goes Skyrim, then Arkham Asylum.
Fate. It's a fate.
Everyone just shares the same likes to me. They know what the best games ever made are.
Okay, final question then.
Go on.
Final question of the day. This may not be as applicable to you, Tyler, but do you prefer longer or shorter animes?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I'll let you go first, Lewis.
I don't know, because we just reviewed One Punch Man for the podcast, and the video's not out yet, is it? No, it's not yet. The podcast, it's not out yet. And that is my favorite anime. It is fantastic. It's so good. But it left me wanting so much more. 12 episodes wasn't enough, and that's the best feeling to have with a TV show is to be left wanting more. If not, maybe feel like it was complete. But it's one of the better feelings. Better than thinking it dragged out. I've watched Naruto. I've really enjoyed Naruto, but it definitely has dragged out a little bit. And I probably would say I prefer shorter anime. But if it was I probably would. If it was up to me, I probably would like maybe a 20 episode anime, not a 50, because most anime is like a 50 episodes a season, aren't they? Or a lot of the older ones are. So I'm probably gonna say shorter because you get more concise stories, less filler. Because like I'd rather watch say 5 seasons of 10 episodes than one season of 50 because it's more like bloated. So I'm gonna say shorter.
Okay. Are you, Tyler?
I think it depends on how well they tell the story. For example, I don't know if I can catch up on Dragon Ball again because of it feels like they have exhausted what they've done. Like they had Dragon Ball Z, and then there's more and more and more and more. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh. There's Yu-Gi-Oh, then there's GX, and then it carried on. I felt I couldn't catch up with that. Death Note, contained story, good, like that. One Punch Man, good, contained. Castlevania, each season's kind of like it contains itself to like 8 episodes. Whereas like there are some animes where someone's like, you should watch this, and it's like there's 200 episodes. I'm like, okay.
It's intimidating.
It's one of those. It's just like it depends how well they can contain their story. Because I know there's a lot of animes that just branch off and go, here's a side story that has nothing to do with what's going on.
Yeah.
And some of them might be good, but when someone's trying to pitch me an anime to watch and it's really long and it doesn't encapsulate me in the first season, may not carry it on. So to answer the question, I'd rather have a shorter one because I know for sure they're going to have more of a structured story.
I've watched a lot of short anime and I've watched a lot of long anime. It all comes down to the quality, because even if an anime is, let's say, 100 episodes long, if they can maintain the quality, then you want to watch more and more. I think the problem with the larger anime is, or let's say the non-seasonal anime, because that is what it comes down to, is it gets boring when they're waiting for the manga to catch up, and they have to put in these little side stories and these little extras, and like they tend to be more boring than the actual canon story. Now there is also the way how you put the fillers in. Bleach is terrible for how they put the fillers in. It's a long anime, and also let's say you got an arc, right? And your main character is like just defeated like a really strong character. You want to know what's going to happen next. But what Bleach do is they'll give you a filler arc in between that, which just cuts off the action. Like I've still not finished Bleach because of that, because I get I get so bored with the fillers that I find it hard to go back. But then again, Naruto is long, but I enjoyed it from start to finish. So again, it's like it all depends on the quality of the anime. Essentially, yeah, I mean, shorter is probably better, especially for adults, because we haven't got a lot of time.
Yeah.
we can't, afford to watch 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes per day. So if you want to get through an anime faster, shorter. If you want an anime to, last you a while, then a long one is. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Well, I think like longer animes, like when you think back to the longer animes when we were a kid, we had Yu-Gi-Oh, and we had like Naruto and those Dragon Ball Z, and they had a lot of episodes because they would just air them on Cartoon Network all the time, on the kids shows. They'd be on there all the time. And I feel like now the TV shows that are like that for the kids, we wouldn't watch at all, and it's like not because I mean obviously we're a bit more mature now than what we would have been when we were children, but like I feel like that's why one of the reasons why there was so many, and I think maybe the culture's changed a little bit around it, and maybe just the fact that like the kids shows are really kiddie now, like because you have like Beyblade and stuff, which to be fair, Beyblade was around when we were around, when we were kids.
I liked the first season of Beyblade. Yeah. And then the second, which was like Beyblade, like Reloaded or something like that, it was awful.
Well,
it was horrible.
I think the same about Yu-Gi-Oh. I like the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I rewatched it all about 2-3 years ago, and I just watched the thing and it was okay, and then I've watched actual anime, and I actually think it's pretty garbage, to be honest. I think it's actually really bad.
But
I never watched a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't know. I feel like it's just. It's a lot. Yu-Gi-Oh's a lot of filler. That's the thing with Yu-Gi-Oh. A lot of duels you don't care about. It's kind of like, okay, someone's happened. Yugi needs to fight somebody, and they're just like, wait 100 episodes before it happens, and you're kind of like, ugh.
In all fairness,
what's the actual plot?
Every season's different. The first season's like some guy with these like the guy who creates Yu-Gi-Oh basically captures Yugi's grandfather's soul in this like millennium, this like special item made from the Egyptian gods, and then Yugi's got like a special Egyptian like item as well, and he turns him into like this trapped pharaoh who's really good at duel monsters, and then it's like you have to go to this island for this big competition, and if he says if you win you can have your grandfather's soul, but if I win I want your millennium puzzle, which is the thing he has around his neck essentially. And that's what the first season's about. The second season's about like the god cards basically.
Yeah, I recently, I think it was last year, all the episodes were on Netflix, and I actually went from the first season to last season, and I didn't find it too hard to keep my attention on it. I didn't feel like it dragged too much. I think there were some episodes where I'm like, I don't need to see this. This feels like it was there.
Just
this
Bakura.
character was here because, yeah, like episodes like that. Like I think it was Weevil and Rex. They were just there to be like, if we need an episode that we need to fill something, we'll put them in. And did you watch the GX one? I feel like that was a little bit better with how they did it. There was a lot less. I might be wrong actually, because some Yu-Gi-Oh fans going to be like, no, GX was the worst.
Actually,
but from what I remember, it was good.
Yeah, I think we can all agree. Shorter anime are probably, I wouldn't say better, but shorter anime are more sort of like time efficient. You can get through shorter anime. But then again, the quality, because Blood of Zeus was short and it's absolutely garbage. I don't care what people say. This is my opinion. Like it or not, it's garbage.
I mean, I feel like we actually, on our last anime episode, we actually gave a very, very thorough, detailed reason as to why it was bad. We weren't just saying like, "Oh, it's bad." You know, we spoke an hour and 20 minutes about the flaws of this TV series, because apparently it's reviewed quite well, Tyler. And for those who haven't watched the episode or heard anything about it, it was reviewed quite well, and we were absolutely shocked when we found out. To be fair,
we also found out there's a lot of fans.
Yeah, there's a lot of fans.
In all fairness to anime as well, though, I don't know if this is to every anime, but all the animes I've watched, each episode is about 20 minutes, 25 minutes long. Yeah. So if you didn't like it, you've only wasted 25 minutes. Whereas if you're going to watch something like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad and it wasn't your cup of tea, that's like an hour or so.
I have a rule though.
Of your time.
I always give an anime like a 10 episode probation period, because some anime take a while, take a few episodes to build up. I found that like there's a lot of anime that I've watched that I've really loved, that if I did just watch the first or second episode and cut it off, I would be losing out on like a good anime. So I give it like a 10 episode probation.
I think I usually just, to be honest, I'm quite selective with TV I watch in general, and I usually have a 13 rule. Well, realistically, I prefer a 10 episode or less rule per every series that I actually watch. I think the American TV series, not to be overly generic, but like a lot like Arrow, like in the Arrow, like the CW TV series and stuff, like they're just too long, and they want to tell a concise story, but they could tell the episode over eight episodes, the story, and they just fill it out with garbage. And I think that was my issue with Arrow. So I watched the first 2 seasons of Arrow.
Yeah.
When I was a lot younger, and I was just drained by it, and I tried watching Gotham, and I was like, it's just too long. And then even like when Daredevil came out, which I think Daredevil was really good, I still think like 13 episodes was just 2 or 3 too long. And I think that's what happened with Vikings and with what's the other one? Oh, Vikings and something else. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I think Vikings suffered from that as well. It went from like 8 episode seasons. Walking Dead, that's it. Walking Dead. I think Walking Dead suffered from like 8-10 episode seasons to being 22 episode seasons, and it just suffered just so much.
Yeah.
Walking Dead should have ended in like season 7.
Yeah.
I think after that it was just too repetitive.
I clocked out the season after Negan, I think. If you guys stuck to Negan.
I got past. So Negan comes at the beginning of one season, doesn't he? And then no spoilers, but I think I watched it the season after that as well. So it's like a big battle against people.
I finished watching after that arc.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh well, I've got a bit of closure now. I can leave it. I've now found out they're doing a final season now, so I might watch the next couple seasons just to see how it actually ends.
I think it was just like they brought a lot of characters in that you didn't have enough time with, and then they were dying. They were only in for like a season and a half, and you're just like, right, well, I haven't connected them.
I don't want to be one of those people as well, but I read the graphic novels alongside, and I feel like the graphic novels exceed more to what the show does. Like they. Obviously, I'm sure if anyone reads manga as well as anime, people are like, oh, well, the manga's better because they, build up. And same with superhero movies. If you read the comics, most of the time, the Civil War comic, the graphic novel for Civil War is 10,000 times better than the movie.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like that's the same with Walking Dead. It was good, but I feel like the graphic novels do it a lot better.
I have to say, Negan is a very, very good villain.
He was.
Yeah.
He just came in too late.
he
I
slowed
hated him.
down the show a lot. I feel.
Yeah, I hated him when I first saw him because obviously what he does.
Yeah.
Because he, a lot of loved characters in that group. But then like after you watch him over and over again, he's just a hilarious. But he reminds me of the Joker slightly. Yeah. He's not as psychotic, but he's just having a laugh, and like he doesn't care who the hell he hurts. He's like, I just want to have a laugh.
I feel like Jeffrey Dean Morgan owned that. He was so good.
He was good. Yeah.
Okay, on that, I think we'll wrap things up. So, thank you very much for coming on, Tyler.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. We're always looking for guests. I mean, like talking to trophy hunters, and I mean, this episode's been a little bit like trophy and all over the place, to be fair. But I think we've had a good discussion. So, where can people find you, Tyler, if they want to stalk you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel. That's called Tyler Baylis. I'm sure there's probably a link in the description somewhere. Maybe.
Once your check clears, it will definitely be there. Till then, you can find him around YouTube.
Yeah, I'll link. I always link the guests' links down below, as are mine and Jules. And I think we'll wrap things up there. So thank you very much for watching, our amazing viewers. We appreciate it. We would not be making these videos if you were not watching them. So thank you very much for that one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
Bye.